So, ladies and gentlemen, thank you very much. Even though the coffee break was quite short, but we went a little bit over time because of me, so it's my fault. But despite it's my fault, it's what it is, and that's it. So we now are going to open the General Assembly, and I have requested the Vice President, Marc Allen, as Chief Financial Officer, and our host, Bernadette Pinet. And I want to express my really very deep appreciation for each one of you contribution, and on top of it, the interest, the passion, and the contribution with all your inputs, comments, and the privilege to have all of you here. Before we start, we have a few announcements to do, of which I am going to, there is a chair here, even if inside, but it's okay. So before we start, I want to make the announcement to welcome a good number of new members that we have had the pleasure and the privilege to have with us today. And a number, let's say, at least one of them as a member are here, is Aina, our very, very nice Sheikha lady here, and the son. And before we start, I would like, due to the fact that the other group of new members are not here at the moment, before we start, I want to give the floor to Aina and the son, in order that she will speak in Arabic. You all speak Arabic, right? Good. So no, it's important to understand, because if you don't speak Arabic, it's your fault. But in any case, in order to avoid any possible problem, this young gentleman will be so happy to translate from Arabic into English. Aina, please, the floor is yours. Please come here. Come here. Thank you. The microphone.
I would like to start by thanking you for welcoming in CIBJO, and a huge thank you to Mr. Gaetano and Miss Bernadette. If you may allow me, as it is the 100th anniversary, and it will be the first time in 100 years to do speaking Arabic, as in representing Qatar, and it would be my honor. Thank you. Thank you. أهلا بكم سيداتي والسادة الحضور. يسعدني أن أرحب بكم جميعا في هذا المؤتمر المرموق، ويهمني أن أستغل هذا الحدث الكبير لأتحدث عن أكثر المواضيع أهمية في قطاع الألماس، وهو انتشار الألماس الصناعي وتهديده المباشر للألماس الطبيعي، مما أحدث إرباكاً واسعاً في الأسواق وأثار مخاوف التجار والمستهلكين وحتى أكبر الشركات العالمية. لقد أصبح لزاماً علينا أن نتحرك بجدية لإيجاد حل جذري يحمي تجارة الألماس الطبيعي التي تمثل إحدى أندر وأصفى الصناعات التي عرفها الإنسان. ومن هذا المنطلق، ومن خلال الأبحاث التي أجريناها في مختبر كيمبرلي لفحص الألماس والأحجار الكريمة في دولة قطر، وبالتعاون مع نخبة من أبرز المختبرات العالمية، توصلنا إلى مقترح عملي نؤمن بأنه سيشكل نقطة تحول حقيقية في تنظيم هذا القطاع. المقترح يتمثل في تطبيق قانون فحص الألماس وإصدار شهادة معتمدة على الخصائص عند جميع المنافذ الحدودية للدول، على غرار ما تم تطبيقه في عملية كيمبرلي بروسيس التي أسهمت في محاربة الألماس الدموي. كما هي العملية بإرفاق شهادة منشأ مع الألماس الخام، نقترح أن يمتد هذا الالتزام ليشمل أيضا المجوهرات المحتوية على الألماس لضمان الشفافية والثقة في كل مراحل التداول. ودائما تتطلع دولة قطر إلى أن تكون الأولى في كل قطاع تسعى لتطويره، وقد أثبتت ذلك في مجالات الرياضة والتعليم والطيران. وها نحن اليوم نبدأ مسيرتنا الريادية في عالم الألماس الطبيعي، وأؤكد استعداد مختبرنا الكامل لتقديم كل الأبحاث والدراسات التي قمنا بها لدعم هذا المقترح والعمل على تحويله إلى واقع فعلي يخدم القطاع بأكمله. وفي الختام أتوجه بخالص الشكر لكل الحاضرين الذين يؤمنون بأهمية هذا التعاون، كما أتقدم بجزيل الشكر لشريكتي سعادة الشيخة نايلة بنت خالد بن محمد آل ثاني لدعمها لهذا المشروع الضخم. I would like to club her Miss Highness، وحرصها لحماية الماس الطبيعي. Also, I want to tell big thanks for Mr. Quentin Cuedo. I don't know where is him. Oh, hi, Mr. Our consultant in this huge project, Mr. Quentin Cuedo, and thank you for all. Thank you for this time. He will translation Executive General. Where is Abdelaziz, my son?
Yes, the microphone. Stay seated, stay seated, stay seated. Stay seated.
Ladies and gentlemen, it is a great pleasure to welcome us to this distinguished conference. I am particularly delighted to extend a special welcome to Mr. Gaetano and Mrs. Bernadette, whose significant efforts and fruitful collaboration have played a key role in enabling the State of Qatar to become an active and influential member of this organization. I would like to take this important occasion to address one of the most crucial topics in the diamond sector, the growing spread of laboratory-grown diamonds and their direct threat to natural diamonds, which has caused widespread disruption in global markets and raised concerns among traders, consumers, and even the largest international companies. It has therefore become imperative that we act decisively to find a fundamental solution that safeguards the trade of natural diamonds, one of the rarest and purest industries known to humankind. From this standpoint, and through the research and studies conducted at Kimberley Laboratory for Diamond and Gemstone Testing in the state of Qatar, in collaboration with a distinguished group of leading international laboratories, we have developed a practical proposal that we believe will represent a genuine turning point in the regulation of this sector. This proposal calls for the implementation of a diamond testing and certification law at all border points of entry, similar to the Kimberley process, which successfully has helped combat the trade in so-called conflict diamonds. Just as the Kimberley process requires a certificate of origin to accompany rough diamonds, we propose that this same requirement be extended to include jewelry containing diamonds, ensuring full transparency and trust throughout all stages of trade. Qatar has always aspired to be a pioneer in every sector it seeks to develop, and it has proven this through the achievements in sports, aviation, and education. Today, we begin our pioneering journey in the world of natural diamonds. I reaffirm my full readiness to provide all the research and studies conducted by Kimberley Laboratory to support this proposal and to work towards transforming it into a tangible reality that serves the entire industry. In conclusion, I would like to extend my sincere thanks to all the attendees who believe in the importance of international cooperation to protect this distinguished industry. I also wish to express my deepest gratitude to my partner, Her Excellency Sheikha Naila bint Khalid bin Mohammed Al Thani, for her invaluable support of this major initiative and her dedication to protecting natural diamonds. And by the end, I would like to thank Mr. Gaetano and Mrs. Bernadette for having us here, and thank you all for your time.
Okay. Thank you very much. Thank you very much, Aina, for these words. I would say not only a presentation of the Kimberley Laboratory in Doha, Qatar, but also for this great young generation son. And thank you very much for Her Excellency Sheikha Naila bint Khalid Al Thani. And we are very happy to have in this room today present distinguished representative from the Gulf area. Yourself from Qatar, Rashid from Dubai, and Noura from Bahrain. And the fact that we have the three of you as representative of an important, wonderful area is giving not only to me but to all of us an extra reason to go forward in the direction that we have clearly expressed during this Congress, meaning transparency and bringing to all our consumers, wherever they are in the world, the right way to follow, which is sustainability, honesty, and despite a number of, I was trying to find a different word than attack, but I have to use the word attack to our industry. But thank you very much, Lisa. But again, you know, this industry is a clean industry where the people of this industry, from mine to retail, and obviously this bring me back to 1998, 1999, Udi may remember when the diamond industry was attacked. But now the mining industry and the supply chain has been attacked by people that want to endorse themselves that, let's say, the criminal activity that they do is, and I underline, the criminal activity that they do simply because they attack the legitimate industry. So that means for them that they are right. I affirm today officially and heavily that they are wrong, and they are in the wrong side, because on a different way, we are the industry. We are the one that legitimately represent this industry properly, and we do whatever we do to bring to all the population around the world better life condition and avoid whatever kind of criminality. Everybody can choose the way they want. We choose the way of legality, of compliance with the rules, compliance with legislation, and compliance with the human rights. And we don't compromise. So, thank you very much. Now we go to the agenda. You have received the minutes of the last meeting that was held in Shanghai. Is any comments on the minutes? If no comments, we approve the minutes. The review of 2025 CIBJO Congress, I think that we have talked and seen what, thanks to our hosts, Bernadette Laurence, Union Française, Brégiope, but I would like also to mention and give a round of applause to the President. Monsieur le Président, Monsieur Daniel Cambour, please stand up. Because when the time of the applause is given, it's correct that we give a round of applause to you as we did. So thank you very much, Daniel, pour l'amitié que tu as démontrée à tous nous ici. Merci beaucoup. Thank you. The upcoming work with the sectors and commission, we have heard the vice president and president of the sector and the different commission what they have said. I think that the kind of work that we are doing, and please give us your important contribution to what we do and push us to be present, even more present. Wafa, please, come. We were just mentioning Eric. There are a few seats here if you want. Eric. Come. Wafa, we were just mentioning the Gulf, you know, with Dubai, Bahrain, and Qatar. You were not there. But in any case, we have underlined the role of the Gulf countries very close to our heart. So thank you very much also for you to be here. I know that Ahmed is somewhere flying from one lounge to another lounge, but it's okay. He's a poor guy. He's a poor guy from the Gulf, you know. Rashid, you know very well, right? As well, Noura. But again, we have underlined and thank you, Ken, and the president of the commissions and committees. And I want to say something in relation to the committee chaired by Wesley Hunt and the laboratory-grown diamonds. I may remember at the time when I was speaking to Stephen Lussier. I went to London, and with Stephen, we know each other since long time, and we are a very good friend. And Stephen said, okay, let's go to have dinner to this club, which was a cigar club. I said, Stephen, I cannot go because I don't smoke, and I feel bad if somebody is smoking cigarettes. I said, don't worry. There is an area outside, internal, there is a sort of court, and the people go there to smoke. So we can do. By the way, we went, and in between the courses that we were hitting, we start planning what just few weeks later became the Laboratory Grown Diamond Committee. So I said, we have to identify somebody because De Beers is the oldest laboratory-grown company in the world. So I said, you have to take care. I said, okay, let me think. Then he called me and said, I have identified this young gentleman, meaning Wesley Hunt. Said, okay, if you have identified it, send it to me to Milano. So Wesley came to Milano. I went, as my style, to go to the airport to pick him up. Normally, you know, when I go around the world and I say, well, I come, so okay, take a taxi and come. I do differently. You know, maybe in the future I could become a taxi driver. Who knows? By the way, I went to the airport to pick him up, and it was fall, nearly to be winter, maybe November or something like that. So Wesley came and he said, I'm surprised. I was thinking to find in Italy sunny weather. Said, Wesley, why you are complaining? said, I did my very best to let you feel home and bring this miserable weather for you. I said miserable weather in England. No, well, you know, please do not forget that the entire family, except me, has a British passport. So I have the right to do that. But from time to time, I send you nice weather and sunny, so you can enjoy. By the way, from that moment on, we put this committee on. We had a lot of meetings. Daniel Nifeler, Daniel, where are you? There, was also there, Stephen and few others. And we start moving on from that. And from that point on, we are today here. 7, 8 years, more or less. By the way, going back to, and congratulations, because we didn't finish. We had what has been said to us from the gentleman, Stefan, that I told him, meanwhile we were out, I need to talk to you because I need extra input in order to reach what we do, and you said exactly what is very sensitive for that. So let's go now to the next generation. The next generation is something that is very, very close to my heart. The young lady at the end of the room was telling me that she was and still is impressed why we in this organization, as in many others, but I speak in this organization, we take care of the young generation. And this is why I was mentioning about your son, Abdulaziz, right? So we need the young generation because they will follow us. Even though I made an agreement, I spoke to my good friend, the previous as the current Pope. I said, I need you to talk to the boss and say that I need at least few hundred years because we have to do, we have a very heavy program to follow, particularly in Qatar. We have honor all these people that need to go ahead as well in Dubai, obviously, or in Bahrain as well. Wafa, please convey this message to Ahmed because we have something to do. So a few years ago, I was attending one of the fairs in Vicenza, and there was a presentation from a young, nice lady who is here today about the foundation, so-called Foundation Mani Intelligenti. What does it mean, Mani Intelligenti? Clever ends. Why clever ends? Because our industry is based on handwork. You know, we like technology, we like automatism, we like you know, to use all these incredible things, but still artificial intelligence, but overall the human intelligence and the human handwork is at the base of developing every single segment of our industry. So I was listening, and then I said, I want to talk to you. Said, explain me what you're doing in details. And she explained me in details. I said, okay, I start thinking. And you know, because even though my request is still pending to extend every single day from 24 to 72 hours, my request is pending, not yet passed. But I thought that that idea transformed into a global activity with every single segment of the industry could make the difference. So one day recently I called her and said, come, sit down, take a book and write. And we start pointing out the program of what is the cooperation between CIBJO, WJSF, which is our foundation, World Jewelry Confederation Education Foundation, Confcommercio, which is the general trade organization in Italy, very powerful, is one of the top three, sitting in the key places, public places of the Italian governmental, economic, trade, industrial system, such as in France or in many other countries. The institute, so-called CAPAC, which is the Polytechnic Institute of Works and Profession and Craftsmanship, and the foundation Mani Intelligente. So we went to the notary, we presented the project was approved, I believe, in 48 hours. Everything was done, and we set up officially through the notary what is the International High Jewelry Academy, and we, together with Bernadette, we announced during the Congress the agreement between this Milan school and Paris school, not only because Milano and Paris, not only because Italy and France, but because that is, not will be, is the base of development with other agreements all over the world. In Italy, we are going to do that with a specific aim to educate and to teach to not Italian students. What does it mean? We have seen the African countries come over here. I have been in Africa many times, Zambia, Zimbabwe, Botswana, South Africa, and I may continue, Uganda, and so on. And I can see all these, let's say, migration, not immigration, migration because the life condition. And I believe that, as I have also clearly said at the UN level, and as I prepared on request of the previous Pope, let's say, the guideline for what the Vatican has agreed to go for the, let's say, first aid, and not only of those people less fortunate than us. And obviously, I don't go into any details because this is not the right place to do that, but certainly we have to do. And I believe that what Africa is giving to the world is massive. And I believe that the world has to give back and let them be prepared to the future, in order to let them use with the rest of the world for themselves and develop industries in their own countries. Because we can beat the poverty if there are jobs. If there are no jobs, they cannot survive. But we have the commitment to do that, not because we are members into the UN, because it's the human being. They are not different than us. And if, you know, it's like the sun when it's shining. When the sun is shining for all. If there is the rain, we are all wet. Better to be under the sun. So for this reason, we are going to do that. And I believe that this is something that we may bring together towards the future as contribution of this industry. With this agreement with BGOP and l'École de Haute Joaillerie, we can do that in many other countries all around the world. We have several discussions and projects to follow and to develop. not necessary because the school, but because of the school, we have to transform in plan of action in several countries around the world, in the Emirates, in the Gulf, in Dubai, in Bahrain, in Qatar, in Sweden, in United Kingdom, wherever in the world, in America. Why? Because this has to be our contribution despite what the people is saying. We don't care what they say when they criticize using us or trying to using this industry for their own benefit to reach the goals of their agenda, which is not ours. We do and we act, and the facts are talking for us, not the talking, the fact. And we are producing facts because everything we do is transparent, everything we do is online, everything we do is downloadable from the website, everything we do is under subject of criticism, but we accept every criticism, we accept every input, right or wrong. I mean, we are not touched by God that everything we do is right. I personally make so many mistakes, but you know what? From one side, I don't care, but from the other side, I learn from my mistakes. So this industry is not so different, and we learn from our mistakes in order to do more and better. And this is our goal. So, ladies and gentlemen, before we go to the point 5, I think that is, unless, Alessia, you want to say something in relation of the school, and if you have to say something, please do, but I would like to stop and listen, okay, I would like to stop and open the floor to comments or questions, and then we go, if you are okay, Mark, following the rules, Mark, who is our Chief Financial Officer and one of the 3 General Counsel with us, with Sarah Yud and Udi. I mean, the 3 of them are lawyers. What can we do? We have to be patient, listening to the lawyers. Stefan, please.
Yes, thank you, Gaetano. First of all, to you, to all the work you do, to your committee. Bernadette, Laurence, I forgot to thank you, and Président Cambour également. I would like to take on your reference to youth and to the future of CIBJO. I think it's very, very important to energize the youth to understand what CIBJO has done for their future, to construct and to build their future. I would like to appeal to the youth in one way or the other, and CIBJO board will decide in which structure to do that, but to attract the new generation to play a role slowly building up within CIBJO. I think it's extremely important to build and to think about the structure to bring in the youth within CIBJO. So that's my contribution now. Thank you.
For anyone I have not had the pleasure to meet over the past couple of days, my name is Lauren Watson. I'm from Ireland, I'm living in Rotterdam, and the reason I'm here today is in fact because of Dr. Cavalieri. He helped me with my bachelor thesis last year because at the moment I'm doing business and sustainability, but my background is communication. And I decided to look into the transparency in the jewelry industry because I have to say one thing I've heard you speak about that I'm happy that I would probably like to see more of as the next generation is the use of social media. It's the likes of Rui, who I have followed, who have educated me in this and who have made me feel like there's a door of entry here. And it's thanks to people like Mr. Cavalieri who make me feel like it's not as closed a community as it seems. it's your responsibility to share your knowledge with me, and hopefully within the next month, excuse me, I'll be able to start my master's thesis. I've been here searching for inspiration from all of you, and thankfully I've definitely found it. It's incredible to see how patient everyone here has been with me, how responsive you are to my questions, how willing you are to share your knowledge with me, and how many people have made themselves available for future contacts. So if I'm reaching out to you over the next couple of months for a little bit of help with my research, please be patient, and I appreciate you all a lot. And I'm really, really looking forward to, as this gentleman just said, finding my place here, understanding how I can be of use to all of you. And I would just like to thank you all on behalf of myself and as the representative of the next generation. How old are you? I'm 27.
Thank you very much. Berta, would you like to come here, please? You, yes, come.
Well, good morning, everybody. First of all, I got the pleasure to be here because President Cavalieri invited me, so I'm super grateful. It's my first time here in, not in Paris, sorry, but at the CIBJO. And I got the pleasure to meet throughout these days a lot of old faces, new faces, and for sure, the values that I heard during these days have resonated so much with myself. For those that doesn't know me, I represent the second generation of a company called Facet Barcelona that was founded by my dad 40 years ago. And for the people that also know me, they know the relationship that I have with him. And he gave me the strength and the values for create something on myself. In 2020, during the COVID, I was in Barcelona at home with my parents and my sister, and I got the idea to create Tracemark, which was, by then, the first most comprehensive end-to-end traceability solution in the jewelry industry. By that time, I was also aware of Tracer, of Trust Chain from Berkshire Hathaway back in the US. And today there are like so many beautiful companies, so many beautiful people with a soul that we are working together, not as a competitors, but as a collaboration, because I truly believe that change is possible when we go all together, and that it's only through collaboration that we can create a bigger impact and to bring this industry to the next level. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much.
Merci Oui, merci Gaetano, je vais le dire en français. Tiens. Merci Gaetano. Michel Baldocchi, le directeur général de la Haute École de Joaillerie, est là. Je voulais vous dire merci, Michel, pour avoir invité nos élèves hier, voilà, pour accueillir le congrès. Et je voulais vous dire à toutes et à tous que le projet d'éducation, il est dans les veines de cet immeuble, il est dans les veines de l'Union française, il est dans les veines de la Haute École de Joaillerie, vraiment. Et que tout ce que nous pourrons développer au niveau de l'éducation, nous le ferons avec notre cœur, with our spirit and our heart. And merci Michel. Et je voulais vous dire que la jeune génération est là, Ryan et Sarah, pour porter le futur de l'école et de l'éducation dans l'industrie. Je vous remercie.
I believe that you have all understood. Do you need any translation? If you need translation, maybe. Okay, Laurence. Just next time, if you don't speak French, I mean, I told her, and she speak English because of me. True?
So Bernadette said that we have the pleasure to have in this room Michel Baldecchi, who is the Director General of the Haute École de Joaillerie, which is here in these walls, and we wanted to thank him for having the students welcoming all of you on the first day of the Congress, and also the transmission and education, it's in our veins. Do you say veins? Yeah, veins. It's the core system of this institution as well. So, of course, youth is the priority. The transmission of the savoir-faire is the core and into our heart and our spirit, as Bernadette said. And also the youth and the next generation is here. It's embodied here with Sarah and Ryan. We will lead for the next future years, the future of the Haute École de Joaillerie.
Thank you very much. Before we go forward at the next item on the agenda, is any other comment from the audience? Don't be shy. Niente? Va bene. Okay, so we will go forward. And now we go to the item number 5, information about partial revision of the CIBJO statute, and I give the floor to Marc-Alain.
We heard that we are all sitting in very historical rooms here. They are magnificent. We are working all in a magnificent industry, magnifique. And now we will hear about magnificent legal work. It's very dry, but sometimes necessary to keep an industry and an association that they can do their work. The actual statute.
We follow rules.
And we will continue to follow rules.
Absolutely.
The CIBJO is a juristic person under the Swiss law. An association is a subject to the law of association under the Swiss Civil Code. The actual statutes were completely revised in 2004 and adopted at the Congress in Bangkok. Now, 20 years passed by, we had changes in the Swiss law, we had changes in the international laws, and it needs, from just practical reasons, some partial revisions. A first draft was discussed by Gaetano and myself. It will be more substantially discussed during the next board meetings and presented at the meeting this afternoon at the board meeting, and a small working group will look over about this first draft.
I'm sure you are referring to Sarah and Udi.
I'm referring to Sarah and Udi, and the board of directors will look if these 3 persons and others will look over the first draft. Our goal is to present a partial revision of the actual statutes at the next General Assembly in Vicenza next year. We won't change what is okay, what was legally workable within the last 20 years. No changes will be done. It will just be because it worked. It will be just that we are in governance with the international, especially with the Swiss law. That is the first information I can give you up to now. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Mark. So just to be direct, in Switzerland, there are new laws and regulations that are referring to associations and confederations like ours that obviously we have to comply with. And for this reason, we have another lawyer, external lawyer, that is checking several things, and in the preparation of the, let's say, first draft, has been important to have also external opinion due to the fact that this law firm is acting towards the public authorities and the government in order to see exactly what we have to do, because in Switzerland, as everything, has to be, so perfect that it is essential that we do exactly the right thing as it is by the books. It is evident that the compliance with this law put us in condition to revise also few other things, but it will be under the responsibility of one side, the board, and one side of this law committee, let's say like this, in order to make and be sure that all the inputs will be in. You all will receive at the right time the result of the works, where you can comment, you may propose, you can make whatever you think is appropriate, and then we'll go for the presentation to the different bodies of CIBJO for the final approval. Now I would like, unless there is any comment from the floor. No comment from the floor. Thank you very much. I go now to the item number 6 about finances, and I give back to Marc-Alain in his capacity of Chief Financial Officer the floor.
Thank you, Gaetano. I read the report of the external auditor to the General Assembly in Paris for the CIBJO financial year 2024. The General Assembly has to get information, and that's what I'm giving. The annual accounts 2024 were approved by the Board of Directors at its meeting of the 29th April 2025, after having acknowledged the external audit report of T. Schweizer AG of the dated 12 March 2025, and the report of the CIBJO Internal Finance and Audit Commission dated on the 25th of March 2025. Both reports proposed the approval of the accounts. The annual accounts terminated with a profit, and they were accepted by the Board of Directors as said. I confirm also, according to a letter from SSEF dated the 23rd of October 2025, that the CIBJO C1 diamond master set is still stored at a safe box in a bank in Basel. That is the report of the last year, which has to be presented at the next General Assembly. Now, if I may, I will give a short information about the financial situation of the CIBJO as it is for this year. The accounts are sound, and it in accordance with the adopted budget 2025. We don't expect surprises, nor good nor bad, and I'm sure we will have a sound end of the 2025 finances. I thank on behalf of CIBJO all members and sponsors for their contributions to CIBJO, and the Secretariat for their work of invoicing and accounting. Without these finances, CIBJO wouldn't be here. The President had need also, and thanks to the President and his conventions, we get a lot of money, and the money comes from your associations. Thank you for that.
Thank you very much, Mark. And I can really state that with you as the Chief Financial Officer, CIBJO finances are in good hands. So thank you for that. Is any comment on the finances? No comment? Thank you very much for your support. Let's go now to the item number 7 in the agenda, meaning the information about Centenary CIBJO Congress in Vicenza 2006. This year, 2025, and next year, 2026, is the centenary year of CIBJO. You have seen in the other room few documents of the big archive that is downstairs, thanks to the specific and special diligence of the President of Union Française BGOP, Monsieur Daniel Cambourg, and the Executive President, Madame Bernadette Pinet, as well the Director, Laurence. I was thinking you were there, that's why I was. And it is emotional for me to see those pictures and those documents so alive, because the principle since then never changed. And principle that we have discussed and talked about, meaning credibility, meaning reputation, meaning honorability, and I may continue. So that means that following those principles, we are looking forward to the celebration of this centenary, which will be the celebration of the good principles, the honest, transparent principles that bring this industry forward. I may remember, and I talk about myself and about my personal experience, when my father was using me as a delivery boy. That's how I started the activity in this industry, delivery boy. And I was running here and there to bring, as a little boy, jewelry in the pocket and bring to clients, and going back to the office. Well, my father was telling me, you will make a mistake, you will pay yourself, and you have to learn from your mistakes, which honestly I did and I'm still doing. But on top of it, I was seeing him, the way of making business, and obviously I'm referring to the late 50s, 60s, 70s, when the people was concluding business, and even before, of course, at the time of the pictures that we have seen in the other side, the people was concluding contract and businesses just shaking hands, Today, if we do not have 35 lawyers, we cannot conclude any contract. Why? Because of, what can I say, the procedure. Let's talk modern procedure, you know. Today we live in another era of diplomacy, so-called new diplomacy. I mean, everybody can comment on that, but again, you know, is quite a normal evolution of everything, as Mr. Darwin showed us since then. Well, this industry is evolving as well. And this industry, honestly, I have to say, is evolving in better. And why is evolving in better? Because there is a humanization of the relation despite artificial intelligence, despite the internet, despite the borders, and going over and beyond. If you look at our congresses in the last more or less 10 years, we have been from country to country, from the Gulf area in Dubai, in Bahrain, to areas such as India, China, now in Paris, next year in Vicenza, and then years to come, which will bring us all around the world. And we do not have borders mentally, because we are, all of us, international people, and we live internationally because our partners, our colleagues, and our friends are all around the world. I can tell you how I start my days, you know, 5 o'clock in the morning, calling Japan or Thailand or India or China, and ending, you know, in the late afternoon calling Sarah in New York, or somebody else in Los Angeles, or in Vancouver. Because it's like this. So at the end of the day, what we do, we build relations. What we do, we build friendship. What we do is contributing to credibility. From time to time, I call also Charles, who is in Thailand. I write, said, where are you, in order to understand at what time. And then he said, well, I am in Thailand, but tomorrow I will be in Geneva, and the day after I will be somewhere else. And this is the essence of what we represent here in this room. You know, often I call my good friend Damien in Australia, and I hope he's not in Cooper Pedy, because in Cooper Pedy the communication is quite complicated, especially when you are underground, you know, in the wonderful Desert Cave Hotel in Cooper Pedy. But by the way, yes, this is what we do, and this is what we have to do in order to show to the young generation to come how to do that. Well, ladies and gentlemen, next year we will have an interesting Congress, and the people, friends from our associate member from Vicenza were here, and they told me, they just left, they told me it will be difficult. Because you have to show this lady, this gentleman, and the other young lady over there how to do that. Even though we go to Vicenza every year for our seminars, and Stephen, I don't know if Stephen is in the room. Where is he? Ah, Stephen. Yeah, I was looking there. Yes, and Stephen not only is our director of communications, but is my personal victim. Apart, my wife is also him. That I call him, I write to him 5 o'clock in the morning, and when he wake up, he said all these emails. said, oh my God, there's still, but Stephen, thank you very much for what you do. And because I'm talking about Stephen, our communication director, I want to thank the team or l'équipe de communication ici in Paris. Where is the équipe of communication? So, voilà.
Merci. Oui. Oui, en français, merci à toute l'équipe, à Mathieu, Emma, voilà, de l'agence La Villa qui nous a formidablement accompagnés. Merci William, merci Thomas, merci Kenza. Je voulais remercier aussi Marie qui a pris des photos, Geoffroy qui a fait les films, Marie qui est là, Geoffroy qui a fait les films, et toute l'équipe qui est derrière, qui est derrière la machinerie. Donc merci beaucoup.
Merci beaucoup, Bernadette. Merci. And going back to the Congress in Vicenza, well, I knew since the very first moment that this Congress in Paris would have been memorable and has been proved that this Congress, which is still on, is memorable. Thank you, Bernadette. Thank you, Danielle. Thank you, Lawrence. Thank to all of you in Union Française, CIBJO, and all the teams for the incredible job you have done. Everything has been perfect. So it will be a challenge next year because it's very difficult, not easy, but very difficult to do something which is similar to that. Then they still are going on. So we'll see what will happen next year. I would like to extend to each one of you and through you to your colleagues to join us at the next Congress in Vicenza. I'm telling you that the people in Vicenza who has been here, starting from the president himself, they have been impressed, very impressed, because the venues, because the organization, because the warm hospitality from Bernadette, Danielle, Laurence, and the entire equipe of Union Française CIBJO. And they are start working. I personally have had already several meetings with them, starting to make the Congress successful for several reasons. Number one, because CIBJO was born in Paris. Number two, because the president overall is an Italian from Sicily, so he's a very special Italian. Well, my second name is Modest, my second name. And as you know, I am very shy and I have a serious problem to talk in public, but still I try to do my best. And the fact that we will have the conclusion of this entire year, there is a seat there, if you want, here, second row. Thank you very much, whatever. And the conclusion of this year of, let's call the hymn to the joy of be part of this industry. I just stolen the European hymn, not because the European, but you know, the musicians who did this fantastic music was going over and beyond every border. And I believe that we will enjoy and continue enjoying what is the taste of Paris, which obviously is unique towards the taste of Italy, even though it's northern Italy. I mean, unfortunately, there is not yet in Sicily. I'm trying to move Vicenza to Sicily, but you know, who knows, maybe in the future. Still, ladies and gentlemen, I again would like to ask you to extend and bring the voice of CIBJO and this industry at large towards your members, towards the other friends that at the moment are not here, and bring them to Vicenza. It will be a different thing, but still the soul and the heart of CIBJO will be there as well. I don't want to be so romantic, but I want to leave, before we go to the number 8 item in the agenda, to give the floor to you for whatever comment you want to do. And please don't be shy.
Thank you, Gaetano. Just to play back to you, really, on behalf of everyone, my thanks and everyone else's thanks to that long list of people that have made such a successful Paris Congress. And also just to plant the thought that we have less than a year to go until Vicenza, the 100th anniversary. So just a suggestion that everybody starts to think about how we can all contribute to a great 100th anniversary next year.
Okay, hello everyone. This is just saying thank you. It's been a great opportunity to be here. This is my first time in CIBJO, and I really enjoyed myself. And hearing that there's a commitment to ensure that the future is welcomed, emphasis on the next generation, you know, engaging AI, an institution that is 100 years old, but is determined to keep reinventing itself, is a good place to be. So I want to say thank you to everyone. Thank you. It's been a great opportunity, and I'm looking forward to more interactions in the future. Thank you.
Thank you very much. It's actually not a comment, but a question. I understand that there is a huge archive of documents that contains document about the establishment of CIBJO from day one till today. Wouldn't it be nice, and I'm not volunteering, to have some kind of a documentary, some kind of a presentation that will encompass all the history of CIBJO, because some of us are not 100 years old.
Thank you very much for this question. Udi, we have already agreed to make a digitalization of all the documents, picture everything, which will be, obviously will take some time because there are many thousands and thousands of pages, and it will be digitalized. So I will ask the Chief Financial Officer to make an effort. As well, I will ask the President of France Eclat to help us in order to do that. If you see the archive which is downstairs, it's massive. It's massive. And that is our history. And this is where we come from. And we have to comply, because all those that were preceding us, we have the moral commitment to honor them every single day. We are in this body. Thank you very much. Any other comment, please? Rui, I was expecting you were raising your hand. How come?
But I'm standing up actually, but I'm.
Oh, you are already
Yes,
stand
it's,
up.
It's the same.
Please jump on the chair. Jump on the chair.
So I just wanted to volunteer.
Stand up.
Okay. Not much of a difference. Thank you very much. So I just wanted to volunteer Niels Rudi Hansen. That is about 155, I think, next year. And because he has an extensive photo archive from CIBJO, and I'm sure that we will all love to see your photographic work into this documentary of CIBJO. And I pass on your microphone so you can comment.
That's really not much to say. I already make 2 books. Some of you have seen the 2 books I have made from different former congresses, and but of course my archive is free for use for everybody, and I can pass whatever you want. Thank you.
I suppose you'll ask me to stand up, so I will. It's just a slight amplification of the call to action for Vicenza. Sorry, I'm Edward Johnson from Gemfields. How close to the door do you want me to be? Is this okay? It's just an amplification of the message for Vicenza for next year. We all have people in our supply chain that produce the product for us, from the mine through to the factories. Bring them to Vicenza. Bring the people who supply the product that we turn into beautiful jewelry and sell. If everybody in this room thinks about sponsoring or contact one person at the start of their supply chain, or maybe in the middle, we will have a fantastic conference. Please consider that request.
There is no way of moving it too much. Karina Sena from Brazil. This very year, I'm celebrating our 10th anniversary. This has been exactly 10 years that we had our CIBJO. I had the pleasure of hosting. And now I can say with true happiness that I can call Dr. Gaetano Cavalieri my godfather in the industry, but I have not only found him as a godfather, but a bunch of other friends, and something, especially for the new generation to come, something that I learned in this industry, that when you show passion, when they see that you're really into and want to learn, my experience, every single one in this room had put me under their wings and teach me from the bottom of their hearts. They give. This industry is about giving, about family. So welcome to the family, and maybe 2027. Brazil.
Oui, bonjour. Bonjour, Monsieur le Président Daniel Cambour. Je parlais dans les 2 langues. Monsieur le Président Daniel Cambour, Madame la Présidente exécutive Bernadette Pinet, Monsieur le Président CIBJO Gaetano Cavalieri et tous les collègues. Alors, je me présente, je suis une journaliste indépendante franco-italienne. Donc, j'ai suivi avec grand intérêt ces congrès d'une perspective peut-être un peu différente. Et donc, je voudrais déjà me féliciter pour cette belle réussite, pour le centenaire de CIBJO, mais surtout, j'aimais beaucoup les points qu'il a fait M. Gaetano sur les jeunes générations. Je trouve que tout notre futur est dans les mains des jeunes et que la CIBJO est en train de faire une démarche très importante pour les jeunes. Et j'ai dit aussi que les mani intelligenti, je ne sais pas si Alessia Crivelli est encore là, voilà, je ne la vois pas. Et j'y tenais aussi à parler des mani intelligenti, qui est une fondation vraiment importante pour mettre en valeur l'artisanat. Et donc, Madame Alessia est là. Et aussi, ça m'intéressait beaucoup les discours sur les femmes. Parce que, voyez, Monsieur Gaetano, excusez-moi, Monsieur Gaetano, moi je suis journaliste, tous vos journalistes sont des hommes. Et là, je suis indépendante, moi, donc moi aussi, je vais avoir mon petit espace ici, dans cette sphère de CIBJO. En tout cas, voilà, je plaisante. Mais aussi, c'est important, les thèmes des femmes, dont on a vu les panels très intéressants des Africains. Et donc, voilà, je voulais me féliciter avec tout le monde, me retrouver ici avec toute cette communauté que j'aime et que je suis avec beaucoup de passion. Ladies and gentlemen, this is Laura Strolgo Porcher. I am a French-Italian and based in Milano. And I'm a friend of Union Française that we have known for a long time, and also a friend of Mr. Gaetano that had the courtesy to invite me. I'm an independent journalist, and I'm so glad to be here with these beautiful people of this marvelous jury community. And the points that I appreciated is also because everything was interesting, the discourse of Mr. President Gaetano Cavalieri about the young generations. Young are our future. I personally, I'm no more young. And so I think that we must do more for our future. And also appreciate the discourse about the Mani Intelligenti Foundation. That is very important. Believe me, this foundation is doing a lot for craftsmanship. This is also another very, very important point that I noticed as an independent journalist. And also the discourse about women is very important. The African panels was particularly interesting because, and also other panelists, women are still today, they are not well represented in our profession, in all the community. There is a lot to do, And as a woman, as a representative of the press, international press, so I hope that, that there will be more space for women in the future. And also want to congratulate Mr. Daniel Cambour, president of this marvelous Union Française de la Joaillerie, Bijouterie, Pierre Précieuses Perles, Mrs. Bernadette Pinet, Monsieur Laurent, Mr. Gaetano Cavalieri, president of CIBJO. And so I'm so glad to be here. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much. Is any other comment before we close? Yes, Avna, introduce yourself, please.
Good morning, everybody. Mr. President, we are living today in a period of time that everything that's relevant today is not relevant tomorrow. Full of information, big part is fake. Today, more than ever time, the CIBJO work is great and very important. So I would like to thank you deeply from my heart, Gaetano, President Gaetano. I know you maybe more than 30 years, and I see the work you are doing, and this is so relevant and so important. Thank you so much for this great Congress, and I think the job that you are doing, the job that CIBJO is doing, is very relevant and is very important today. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Avna. for those who do not know who Avner is, Avner Sofiev is a great stone dealer based in Tel Aviv and is acting all over the world. So thank you, Avner, for being with us. Any other, are you leaving? Are you leaving? You don't want to have a lunch with us? Okay, so you may go. Thank you very much. Thank you very much. Thank you very much. Bye. Is any other comment before we go? Yes, Lisa.
Okay, everybody. I'm Lisa Koenigsberg, and I am clearly from the United States. First, I want to dispense with the formalities by thanking everybody, all those responsible for this fantastic meeting. Now, should I sing good night, ladies? For this fantastic meeting. There is something I want to say that's very personal. So again, no disrespect for all the formalities. During COVID, the virtual world became extremely important. And we had a presence on it, and so did and does CIBJO. And through that virtual world, I met a very shy, retiring individual. And I had the opportunity to get to know a bit of the flavor of the organization that he shepherds. Now, this individual sits before us today, this shy and retiring person who comes from somewhere in Italy. One of the things about CIBJO, and I will say there are not that many Americans here, and thank you for welcoming me, and I hope I can bring others with, for example, Sarah and myself. This is an incredible organization, and we should be more numerous here. One of the things that is great about CIBJO is the notion of family, which Gaetano truly champions. And so everyone in this room, regardless of nation state, has become part of a larger whole. And it is his warmth and openness that really is the glue, or a glue, in the room. So from the bottom of my heart, as a Yankee, I want to say thank you. And I look forward to Vicenza. J'adore la France, and I love Italy. So thank you very much, and congratulations, Gaetano. This is a banner year for you and for everybody in CIBJO, and I volunteer to help with the centennial.
Thank you very much, Lisa. I give the floor to the final comment. Emmanuel. For those who request lunch for you, if you go down, you turn left and then left again. There is a nice street here. You can find several restaurants. But in any case, thank you very much. Before we go, I want to ask all the board members present in the room to be at the board, which we have where? Downstairs? Here? Here. So we come back here once we finish the lunch, I would say 2 o'clock. 2 o'clock. So we have more than 1 hour to have lunch, if this is enough for you, Emmanuel. All right. So ladies and gentlemen, thank you very much. See you next year in Vicenza. And thank you for your contribution. Thank you.
Bravo.